So that is a situationship. It's just a bunch of fuckery and confusion, but you be getting fucked, so it's fun, I guess, right? Hello, what's good everybody? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Kiana and I'm back to you with another video. How to get out of a situationship, how to get over a situationship. It's a little bit more personal because I know a lot of people kind of like to be saving face and kind of acting like everything's about long-term relationships, but some of us ain't even get that far yet. So what is a situationship? The way I describe a situationship is just the way how Fab said, good sex, bad relationships. You meet somebody, you're attracted to them, you like their vibe, you guys can hang out, you guys might look good together, you guys have a lot of sex, and it doesn't go anywhere, and it doesn't go anywhere for months. And sometimes, depending on what you guys do together, whether it's stay in the house and cuddle up, maybe it's going on a few dates, you might get a little confused on where you stand with that person, but then after a while you realize that y'all aren't really official and you don't really have nothing to show for all these months that you put into this person. So that is a situationship. It's just a bunch of fuckery and confusion, but you be getting fucked, so it's fun, I guess, right? A situationship is kind of like a relationship, but more of a situation. Friends with benefits are a situationship. People that are a thing are in a situationship. Many people have situationships with an ex-boyfriend or girlfriend. If two people are considered to be complicated, they are most likely in a situationship. If someone isn't your boyfriend or girlfriend because of a fear of being labeled, they are definitely a situationship. Situationship is the new friends with benefits. I think we've been running with that title since high school, and situationship is more of the grown and sexy version of friends with benefits. Oftentimes you might be involved with someone who doesn't want to put labels on it. It's complicated, we're not ready, we're just seeing, we're just flowing, I'm just chilling, I'll just be chilling. Yeah, you're in a situationship, sis. It's okay, ain't nothing wrong with that. Protect yourself, cover it up, wrap it up, protect your heart. Do not get too involved with these niggas. You will be just fine. So a lot of us get into situationships because we're dealing with someone that we like enough to give our time, but they don't really like us enough to give us a title. And it's not always the narrative that the guy is the one that calls the shots. Sometimes the girl wants just the same too. Sometimes the girl wants to explore and be single and go on dates and do her, and she might not want a label either. So there are all types of scenarios of a situationship. Nowadays it's very hard because guys kind of make it seem like we have a lot to prove to earn this title of being wifey, and a lot of the times we be falling for it, and then a lot of the times we just be on our own bullshit and we don't really be caring. So how do we end up in situationships? How do these things come about? Y'all have a mutual attraction to each other. Y'all meet, y'all have a mutual attraction to each other, and y'all fuck and y'all don't go nowhere. There is something there, okay? I know that sometimes people kind of write off situationships as y'all aren't really something, it doesn't really matter, but a lot of times you're in situationships because you like that person enough to give them your time. That person does not apply any pressure. You guys are doing relationship shit. Y'all might be going out on dates, y'all might be seeing each other a few times a week, but at the same time, if that phone rings in the middle of the night and he answers, you can't press him. You can't be like, who that? I mean, you probably can and he'll give you an answer, but like, you don't have an authority to his heart. You guys are not locked down. You guys are not locked in. That person might have already made that decision of if they would date you or not. And a lot of the times they might not want to date you. A lot of the times they might not see themselves long-term in with you, but they like you enough to keep you around. Whether or not they're ready for a relationship, because I think that's a myth as well. A lot of times guys say that they're not ready for a relationship, but the with you is silent. the with you comes separately. Child, I'm triggered. I don't know about y'all, but I'm triggered. It's just a miscommunication of what others want. I know sometimes girls get into situationships because they think it's kind of a test run period on if y'all are really going to be together, or what it's going to be like if y'all end up really being together. And the older I get, the more I'm starting to realize that that's a myth. It's not that serious, and it does count for something, but if you're a lover girl, if you're the clingy type, that might not be enough after a while. I say after a month or two, it kind of just sets the tone for where you stand with that person. My first tip to getting over a situationship is affirmations. And affirmations isn't only to be used for little things like this, little relationship issues. Affirmations can really change how you look at yourself, how you look at life, no matter what the situation may be. When you consistently remind yourself that you are worth it, that you're beautiful, you're valuable, you're doing the right thing, and anybody is going to be lucky to have you, 100% you, committed, you're gonna feel better after a while, sis. Like, absolutely. It's 2020. I know this world is crazy, but life is way too short to be dealing with anyone or having anyone deal with you half-ass, especially if you don't want it. And that's on what? My second tip is but now pressure nobody that time. It's alright, it's okay, you can leave if you mind. But yes, you can block, you can delete, you can mute, you can do whatever you have to do. Ignore that person, tune them out until you are ready to see their name and their picture on your timeline, on the story. Do what you gotta do. I wouldn't suggest cursing them out. You know, I think the best, most effective thing is to just come off as chill, you know, reply to that last text message and then just be out. Pretend like they don't exist while simultaneously not giving a fuck. So if you gotta block that person, block them. If you gotta delete their number, you got to delete them off social media. Do what you have to do. No hard feelings, because 9 times out of 10, when they realize that they're blocked or deleted, they know why you did it. And they know what they did to you that made them do it. So don't feel bad about it. It's not a big deal. Okay, number 3 is very, very important, because I didn't believe this up until maybe a year or so ago. Do not look for closure. Closure is a myth. Closure does not exist. Closure is something that they write off in the movies and the shows to have that love story go on for another 2 episodes or seasons. Your closure happens whenever the rest of the shit happened. The last encounter that you had with that person, whether it's a text message that was sent that was not replied to, whether it's that awkward moment before you leave his car or his house, that feeling of, yeah, I'm not doing this shit no more, that feeling of distance, that's closure. Okay, closure is not seeing all this stuff happen and transpire and knowing what to do and hitting that person up one more time to have a conversation about it, because you know what's gonna happen? You're gonna get fucked again. Y'all are gonna fuck again. Y'all are going to fuck again. It's gonna happen, and then it's gonna further confuse you, and we don't need that. We don't need it. It's not necessary. It's not good for the soul. And don't feel bad for wanting that, because it's very normal, but don't think that it's gonna solve anything either. Y'all are just gonna end up fucking again, and that might confuse you even more. So I wouldn't even suggest it. The 4th one is honestly the best piece of advice, and that's just to do you. Continue to look good. Continue to glow, travel, go out, get a new wig, get a new hair color, start using that palette you bought a few months ago. You know, really just pop out and be a problem. Show out and be a problem. Let the internet know that you still got it and that you a bad bitch. Because half the time they always remember to text or call and check up on you. But guess what? If you blocked and deleted them, you might not even get it. So no, that's not really the plan here. That wasn't the destination. But if that ends up happening, then so be it. Go out with your friends, show out, take a few snaps, take a few Instagram videos, go live on Instagram with your bitches. Like, do what you gotta do. Just feel good about yourself. Don't do all of that in hopes that that person's going to get your, like, you're gonna get their attention. But more so do it for yourself, because you always end up getting their attention anyway. But to look good and to feel good, especially when you're hurting over somebody like that, it feels good. And who knows, you might even get you a little thing in your DM by the end of the night. You might even get you a little John. And that kind of goes into number 5. Explore your options. Explore your options. Remind yourself that you can pull other niggas. You can get other guys. You can get other whatever. You could do whatever. It don't even gotta be guys. You feel me? If you a little... Keep exploring your options. This is not to be confused with dealing with someone wholeheartedly after you haven't healed from the last person. I think sometimes the lines get a little blurred there, but definitely explore your options. Let a nigga take you out, you know. Just be real mingleless and singleless, because you are single. You've always been single at the end of the day, so nobody can really tell you about yourself, because you're exploring being single. And I think a lot of times we associate being single with being lonely and miserable, but in reality, when you're single, you get to go whenever you choose. You meet somebody, you go on like 4 dates, and you realize that that guy has a habit that you don't like, you get to leave without any explanation, because you're not committed to anybody. My very, very last tip for getting over a situationship is going ghost. You're not going to confront him about what you saw him do, whose picture you seen him like. You're not going to confront him about anything that he said or done. You are going to leave with your dignity and your integrity, and you are not going to feel bad about it, because he ain't feel bad about playing with your emotions. So you're going to go ghost. You're going to do all that other stuff. You're going to go out and look good. You're going to remind yourself that you're beautiful every day. You're going to explore your options. Let that other nigga take you out. You know, you're going to do everything that you want to do. And when he sees that you're looking good and he thinks that shit is sweet and cute, you're not going to reply, because you're out. You're out of here. He's out of here. When that guy thinks that he has access to you, that he could just hit you up, FaceTime you, call you, and he don't get a reply, but you just posted on your story like 5 minutes ago. If you don't take anything else from this video, understand that you can do whatever the fuck you want, because you was always single. At the end of the day, you was always single. You was never getting cuffed up. He was never in a relationship. He had never called you his girl. So you have the right to walk away prematurely and not feel bad about it. And if he gets lost, if he gets confused, if he second guesses what he does, that's his business. So I'm not telling you to go out and do things out of spite. I'm not telling you go out and act crazy and do things for a reaction, because that also is just a bad idea. It's just a downward spiral. You might end up hurting yourself doing that. But what I am going to tell you is that you owe it to yourself to do whatever you want, because at the end of the day, these niggas don't be letting up. They'll keep you around, her and her and her around, until he finds the person that he wants to be with. He is going to cuff them like that. He's going to be official with this person in a heartbeat. So don't ever feel bad about blocking him, deleting him, looking good, looking your best, going out, going on other dates, exploring your options. And I know this video is probably never going to get monetized, which is why I'm going to put it out now with my 200 and change subscribers, because it's real shit. With that being said, that concludes my video on how to get out and get over a situationship. I hope you guys took some very useful advice from this. And if you can relate to anything that I said, please feel free to comment down below. I would love to hear your feedback. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.